Q, I got 40 girls. I'm like, bro, if you go look at the 40 girls you chose, I bet you they're very weak. And the woman you treat the worst is the one that's trying to help you the most. That's how foolish men are. The woman we break down and hurt the most, I'm guilty of it, bro. And I throw myself under the bus all day. The woman that tried to help me the most is the woman I hurt the most. It's proven fact that we tend to hurt the woman or the person we love the most. And it's sick about us, bro. Reality is you're supposed to be going towards the person that's trying to build you and push you and help you the most. Having sex is nothing. That's only an encounter. But a mental encounter is bigger than a sexual encounter. When somebody's trying to build this, oh, man. Oh, man. It's deep, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It's the Uneducated Educator back with another video. And like I promised y'all, we was gonna listen to that video of Q Du Bois 516 on TikTok. Look that man up, like that video, share, subscribe to that man. He say some powerful things to us, powerful things. And so here's a video at the review on that. Ashley,
I feel like that was a good video. That was honest. It's actually pretty true. I don't know why, but it seems like as a society we're conditioned to just always go after the thing that rejects us. Like we always trying to prove our worth or prove that I don't know, something should appreciate us and go above and beyond to show why. Even though the whole time we know that it's toxic and it's a red flag and we should probably walk away. It's kind of crazy. And they always say that the hardest relationship is the healthy one. Mm-hmm. And that right there is like a perfect example of that because he's pointing out what you should be going after. You should be going after the person that's building you up. You should be going after the person that is supporting you and is unconditional with everything that they do for you. And instead you're going after the person that cheated on you 50 times and they call you out your name and they disrespect your mother and like, for what?
What I like about the man is he's giving us some insight into what men who've gotten it, realized, and who's grown up, who's matured, has seen. You know, the game is always about how many women you can sleep with and stuff like that. But some of these women aren't healthy for you, and you do get what you want, but you don't get nowhere. And aren't we tired of getting what we want but not getting nowhere in life? These is also an example. He's also an example of how vulnerable a man can be, how honest a man can be in order to set up a situation where it be healthy relationship for you and him. I mean, come on, the man is telling you out there, men tend to hurt, abuse the women that's trying to do the best that they can to help support and build them up. This is honest information.
And like with the whole sleeping around thing, like what is that about? Like why is it that they have to sleep with like hundreds of women before they be like, all right, let me settle down with one? And men need to understand their worth too. Like they ran around giving their bodies to, I guarantee you less than 10% of these women even deserve to have laid down with them. The same way women lay down with people that didn't deserve to lay down with them. And just to eventually settle down with or want to be with the person that they were hurting the whole time.
Well, I think it's Kevin Samuels. That dude said that ain't true. That real men aren't really out there chasing sex. You know, these are some of these. Most of the people that's cheating and doing this stuff is probably like athletes and I mean that's on a constant everyday cheating situation who get it like that flow. But the big men, you know, the regular dudes, they out here chasing, trying to just get anybody, I guess, to be with them. Right. But we always tend to go for the pretty people. You know what I'm saying? The ones that look good on the outside, but on the inside, they very ugly. And dealing with ugly people that's ugly inside, you never get anything pretty out of that. And these are people who have not chosen to take care of themselves first, find out who they are first, do what they got to do with themselves first. So they use that to hurt other people. You know, it's a safety. It's a safety in family. And I was just telling my wife this the other day. Like when you're in a relationship and you get angry, a real relationship, committed relationship, when you know each other, The safety in me venting in my relationship is safer than me venting outside of my relationship.
That's true.
Because I don't think my wife would ever want to really kill me, but she might want to kill me. But no. She, I feel safe there. I feel safe being able to let go of my feelings that hurt me there. I know that she might not understand at the time, but she can get around to understanding. And if she smart like she normally is, she know that I just need a little bit of time, and then I can get back to her and let her know what's going on with me. I'm not trying to hurt her, and I'm not doing it purposefully. I'm just hurt. And a lot of times we don't know how to deal with our hurt, so that's what happens. Men aren't considered sensitive. They're supposed to be tough. They're not supposed to cry. Those type of situations. So they're not big on expressing their feelings. Really, a lot of things that we talk about, they don't even listen. They only hear what's important to them, and it's just the truth. Men are not the same as women. You can't sit down like you sit down with your homegirls and talk with your man. They're not gonna pay attention. A lot, the majority. They just men. They don't think like that. How we think, internalizing most of the stuff. They stuff is external.
I mean, so do you think that that's part of how they were raised? Or that's just how
It
they
can be
are?
part of how you. What's funny is, all right, you get a man that's sensitive, likes to cry, y'all don't like that.
I don't like a man that cries a lot. I feel like I do like a man that's in touch with his feelings. I am not an overly emotional person. I don't cry a lot. Like the last time I cried was because my died. Like it gotta be something for me to just end up crying.
Mm.
So I'm not really interested in a dude that cries a lot, but I am interested in a dude that's in touch with his emotions. And I realized raising a boy that sometimes you hear things like, "Oh, boy's not supposed to do that. Boy's not supposed to do that." First of all, like he has a sister, an older sister.
Mm-hmm.
When she was younger, she liked shows like My Little Pony. So guess what he liked to watch by himself, because he know that from watching this with his sister. He will watch My Little Pony. He don't want none of the toys. He don't want to walk around talking like none of the characters. He just enjoys the show. That's what he did with his sister. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like certain things boys should be taught, because that's how you relate to your mate. If you're gonna grow up and be with a woman, you need to understand some of the stuff that's interesting to her.
Well,
you need to
I feel like you can
understand how to talk
explain.
to her.
I feel like you can explain that then, because literally it's just a show,
I agree.
and that's not a way for him to predict any type of emotion. He's just watching the
No,
show.
no, no. I don't feel like it's an emotional response, but I just feel like sometimes people are like, "Oh, boys shouldn't be like."
But that's an
just a
emotional
show.
response.
He could just watch the show. I don't feel
That's
like
an
I should just be
emotional
like,
response.
"Boys."
It's touching somebody. They feel some type of way about him watching the show. Why? There's no masculinity or femininity in a show,
But
especially a
some people-
cartoon.
Exactly, but I feel like some people think that, and that's why I'm like, well, are they taught to be like that? That's why men are taught that they can't show emotion. They got to be strong. No, you can't. I feel like the most messed up part is they don't get taught that they can at least walk through the doors in their home and release. That's the place where you're supposed to release. Then they go get these partners that they can't open up to, because they've never been taught that home is peace. That home is a place of release. At home, they still got to be strong, still got to hold it in, still got to pretend that it's bothering them. That's crazy.
Well, if they brought up in a single home and they're there with just their mom, where do they see how a man handles those situations? They don't. They don't get that opportunity to see what the difference is in the femininity in the household and the masculinity in the household. All they get to see is a female perspective. And 9 times out of 10, the baby father and the baby mother are not together. And this lady here has a lot of animosity towards the father of the child. So he, as a son, growing up in that household with all that animosity she had, is brought up with animosity. You know what I'm saying? And he's trying so hard not to be like his father, which he needs to be like his father, because that's where he's from, his father.
I agree.
Because she don't want him to be like that.
I feel so. We might as well just go ahead and jump into the next thing.
We're going straight into another video.
Straight into another video. This
Okay.
is just gonna be a double feature because
Cool.
it relates. What you saying kind of sounds like this video that I saw.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna drop a link to the video in the comments.
Okay.
We're also probably gonna watch it shortly, but it's basically about emotional incest. Like the lines are getting blurred between where mother stops
Mm-hmm.
and being a girlfriend starts, or where son starts being the man of the house. Like my son will never be the man of my house. He's always gonna be a child of my house. When he grow up and he get in his own house, he can be the man in the house there. I could be single and living with him by myself. He'll never be the man in my house. He's not my king. He's not nothing.
Is it about him being your king or actually being the man of the house? What does the man of the house mean in your house?
In my house, the man in the house does a lot of things. The man of the house is supposed to be the provider, which is not my child. It's not his household.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't agree with that. He could be the man in the house that takes out the trash. He could be the man in the house. He could be the man in the house that does certain things. He is not the man of the house. It's not his house. It's mine. I just happen to not have a man by my side, and that's okay. That's not my child's place. My child is allowed to be a child in my house.
Okay, a child can be a child in the house, but after a certain age, he is the man in the house. He's the man in the house.
Exactly.
Listen to what I'm saying. He's the man in the house.
I agree.
All right. Now, a man's general perspective is to be, right, a provider. Somebody that keeps you secure. So safety. Okay. What else is a man's general idea supposed to be?
Men are supposed to do that for the people that fall under their umbrella. I will never fall under my child. That's my child.
So basically,
you
think that some of these moms are coddling and holding on to their sons just a little bit too close, where the relationship looks suspect?
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the video.
Find some dick of your own. You are not your son's girlfriend. The love that you are supposed to have for your child is no way similar to the love you're supposed to give to another adult. Why do I have to say this? Don't call boy moms into this. This is you and women like you. I got a son. Somebody gonna take him off my hands. Y'all ain't gonna have me out here twisted. The fuck? Hey,
So y'all just seen the video. Please, I can go on for days about this right here, but I'm gonna let Ashley go first because she actually is a boy mom.
And that's how I feel. Like in the original video, I was like, okay, whatever. The little girl probably should have felt bad because he's 16. Maybe it is his mother answering. So I didn't see too much wrong with what the mother said until she said, oh, you're one of them. Ma'am, why are you doing that to this little girl? As a woman, you shouldn't even be wanting to go there with this little girl because she's a little girl. She did not disrespect the mother or violate at all. One. Two, as his mother, she's supposed to be mature. Why are you not mature enough to be like, oh, honey, he ain't telling me about you yet, or I haven't met you yet, but I'm his mother. I'm such and such, whatever. My son's not here. My son's right here, blah, 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 blah. Instead, she's talking all this stuff and then posting online like it's a big deal. Like she did something glamorous to a 16-year-old about her son, like she's sleeping with her son. That's weird.
Well, I feel like she's grooming the same type of man that she doesn't want.
Okay.
Why would you put your son in a situation like that if that's not the way you would want him to treat women? First of all. Second of all, yeah, I don't know any mother who want to play these type of games with any little girls that's interested in their sons. You know what I'm saying? Much less she should introduce herself and let her know, look, this, I'm his mom. I'm sorry, it was raining so much. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, who's this? I'll let them know you called. That should have been the end of the conversation. All the going into she's not gonna. I mean, you putting insecurity into the child. You giving the idea to your son that it's all right to treat women any which way. And this is an example of something you don't want, the way you don't want to be treated. You want your son to treat women like that? Yeah, that if that's not toxic, I don't know what is.
Yeah, that's giving me he's my king, man of the house vibes. I don't do that. Because her son is not her man. Why would she be the one that's always gonna be there to answer his phone? Why would she be the one that gets to decide who's like what is this?
I don't know the lady's age, but they said her son was 16 and she didn't look too much past. She didn't even look 40, if you ask me. I'll be honest with you, she ain't 40. And for me, that's where the problem lies. She wasn't old enough or mature enough when she had her son. And now that he's old enough and she sees there's quite a possibility that he can have his own life, she's a little bit have a little bit of animosity,
Exactly.
a little bit of jealousy. What is that? The way you love your child is to make sure they have everything they need, not everything they want, right? You to make sure they have the information they need to survive in this world. But you sitting here trying to cause some type of drama between your child and the girl that he's maybe interested, or she might be interested. Is that good? Don't you want your son to be happy? You want your son to end up just like you, without any type of relationship, without no steadiness, without any I'm so I'm so surprised that a woman would act like that. Because women are always talking about how men do them. How could you want to groom your son into being one of those men that did you like that?
Those are the same type of women that are like, all men are like this. I cannot stand that. I can never say, I don't say that anyway, because I know that I have not met all men. I know that's not true. But for me to be raising a man, a future man, I can never say all men are like that, because then that means my son is like that. And they do that. All men are like this. All men are dogs. All men are that. And guess what they do? They raise their son to be that old man they've been calling all this whole time.
I'm saying that, and that's why men call y'all bitter. Y'all bitter, but y'all not realizing what y'all doing in this situation. Take accountability for the stuff you do, women, because it don't make no sense. You thought he was cute. That's why you gave him some coochie. You got pregnant by the dude that didn't say, look, he want to be in a relationship with you forever. But if you take your time, get to know these, you'll stop giving it away. It's free. I know. I mean, y'all passing out the pussy like it's free. Y'all, what are y'all trying to keep up with? Huh? Ain't no Jones is running around doing this. It don't even make any sense no more. If it don't make no sense, it's no reason to do it. I mean, look, there's almost, I guess, 2 women for every man. Basically, it's more women in the world than men, right? And if you're trying to sleep with every man that you come across that way, that you'll get to the men before the other women do, then I guess that's a good goal. But I mean, this is just stupidity to me. You know what I'm saying? You should be enforcing him to take interest in one woman at a time. You know what I'm saying? So he can get to know how he feels in situations with different women. He's definitely not going to look for a woman like his mother, because his mother is toxic.
A word. I agree. I always talk about that. Like, me and my son's father my boyfriend go back and forth about it. Not in a bad way. We just kind of like bounce the discussion over off of each other or whatever. And he's like, yeah, he's gonna teach him about women. And I'm like, well, you weren't the greatest with women for a while, so I don't know if I want you to have that conversation with him. But I'll be honest. I feel like, again, like when we talked about Lori, people should date around. I have no problem with my son dating around. If he's honest, he's not claiming one of them to be his girlfriend, he's just doing what young people should be doing, that's fine. What I'm not going to do is condone him saying, oh my, this is my girlfriend, and then trying to bring somebody else to the house, or even calling somebody his girlfriend and then talking to somebody else. No, we're going to sit down, we're going to have a discussion.
That's not really your business, right? But check this out.
It's 16.
All right, but that's not really your business. But what I would say is this. Children shouldn't be labeling anything they're doing at a very young age anyway, because they don't have enough information. Second of all, you shouldn't be in your children's dating life. But what you should be doing is letting them know what's out there, what goes on. Give them the information so they can make their own decisions. Because at 16, they're not really children anymore. You know what I'm saying? They're young adults, young teenagers. They go and I mean, people been having sex the earliest we can think of with children very early. I mean, 3, 2, it's been a constant thing. The sex is so overrated, it's incredible. You know what I'm saying? Everybody puts such emphasis on sex. What you need to be trying to teach your sons is just how to be a man and not worry so much about sex, but putting themselves in a position where they're a good catch for a woman. They understand what women are about. They understand how to vibe with women. These are the things that we need to teach these kids so that these relationships will be a lot better. Not just because all a man's supposed to be looking for is sex in their relationship. And some men can't wait to get away from their mothers because they're so smothering. And this is now when they find another woman, they attach themselves to her. You know what I'm saying? And they don't give the mother. And now you don't even see her anymore because they're so far up driving this woman crazy because they tired of their mother always in their neck. I mean, come on, ladies. That's not what it is. You can never get back the time with that man that you got pregnant with and had the baby with. If he's not right there now, you can't get that time back. And you can't mold your son to be like that. He's his own individual.
Exactly. So my final thoughts are people need to listen to what the second mother said. She read that first mother for what they say for filth.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd be okay. We wouldn't have no men out here hurting the woman that's really riding for them, like they do in the first video, and we won't have no women out here being like the mother in the second video.
Word, because my final thoughts is like this. Children are very observant. And if you do stuff in front of them, they'll see. If you're not able to keep a man, right, he sees that. He's going to be what you not. No, he's going to be just as bad as you because he knows now that women can't keep men. So he's going to be keeping it moving. And we're trying to avoid that. We're trying to get these young people to see the sights a little bit, not to commit too early, do a little bit of research, get to know the people that they trying to commit themselves, and then get into a committed relationship and work on it. Until the next time, if you ain't subscribed, what are you waiting for? It's free. Like, share, comment down below. Let us know what you thought about the video. Please give us some info. We'll do updates on videos that we drop. We'll do conversations on how you feel, the responses. We hear them. Peace.